Plus, you still got loads to do before you depart, so I won't keep you any longer. Hope you can find a moment for yourself, and the others can as well. He said they were returning to Belasion Annex, though I doubt they stayed for long. If you decide to go looking for them, I should just speaking with Krell first. I'm sure I'll go speak to Krell. Did you receive a gift from Aether? With great success. If you're looking for others, though, we've already taken their leave. We've gone to the last stand for a bite to eat. You would all be glad to your company if you mind to speak to them. Have a seat. We'll see about getting you a drink. Alright.
Your business with Chitauri was finished. My, what a thoughtful surprise. Whatever would we do without her?
Indeed. And she's right, you know. It hasn't been all doom and gloom.
Feels like a lifetime ago that Master Louis Soir gathered us together to form the Circle of Knowing. Since then, we have experienced much. But rather than feeling wiser, the more I learn, the more I find my knowledge lacking.
Forsooth. As a student, vainly did I believe that I held the secrets of creation in my grasp. Yet that which I had seized was but an insignificant sliver of what awaited in the wider world. Every encounter, every experience hath served to open mine eyes, enlightening and humbling me in equal measure. Even...
What will we learn at the edge of the universe, I wonder?
Ultima Thule, where the bringer of the end makes her nest.
Are they all getting drunk or something?
But whatever awaits us there, we will survive. We must. For her. Gods, it feels like only yesterday that we went on that mission to Drybone. We've both changed much since then, have we not?
We've come far together, and if we have aught to say about it, we'll go further still. Aye. We will avert this calamity and return home. In preparation for which, we must give thought to what we hope to achieve after the proverbial dust has settled.
What with the primals and Ascians all but dealt with, I suppose we'll need to look for new hobbies. In all seriousness, though, in uniting to overcome a common foe, the disparate peoples of the world have found a way forward together. It's a truly gratifying sight to see.
Indeed. Though it was many years in the making, we have successfully set in motion the gears of fundamental change. With this, we have fulfilled our humble role as a symbol of hope. And I dare say it is time to bow out. After all, there is no shortage of hands to bear the torch in our stead.
You know, I never really considered I might live long enough to see an after. But even if my time as a scion came to an end, I don't expect that much will change. Traveling the world, going wherever the wind blows, lending a hand to those in need.
A journey for journey's sake. It doth suit thee well. I must confess, I too have yearned to see more of the world. If thou art amenable to the suggestion, I would accompany thee. Mine ability to affect an air of normalcy through artful disguise is much improved, thou must concede.
Aye, well, improvement is relative. You still look suspicious no matter what you wear. What of you, Ishtola? Any grand plans?
Why, continue my quest for knowledge, naturally. To begin with, I wish to know the state of the reflections, to which end I must find a means to travel between worlds. Tis the least I must do if I am to keep my promise. Should my pursuits prove unduly arduous, I won't hesitate to call on you. And in return, I will take you to see Reen one day. I'm sure you cannot wait to see the fine young woman she has become.
Spare me.
And what of thee? What wouldst thou pursue at duty's end?
Here's yours. My apologies for the wait.
Well, shall we make a toast? To victory.
To our comrades.
To the future of the star.
So I suppose it's best for you if you'd rather not explore the ball with furniture. Obviously, visitors would be welcome to your company, if you can find them, that is. Let's say, I guess. Fast asleep, alright.
Oh. Knowing them, they're probably dreaming about the celestial adventures to come. Just as well. They've been running themselves ragged of late. Unlike you and the others, I'm a few steps removed from the danger and excitement. The things you all get up to never failed to impress me. But by the same token, I can't help but worry. Not only for your safety, but for your happiness. After everything you've sacrificed, you earned it 1,000 times over. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed, to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love. You deserve all the joy in the world. There is so much that life has to offer. So much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this. Come what may, you won't give up on your own happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passions will be your greatest strength of all. Remember that.
This feels familiar. Well, 'tis good to be... wait. What am I... Gods, don't tell me I fell asleep.
Not that there's any shame in it, but you were sleeping like babies.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Not a word to anyone. Understood? Not one word.
I'm told that sleeping in proper beds of your own choosing is a much more effective way to prepare for battle.
So, what were the two of you doing here?
I had a few books to return to the library. Thought I'd take care of it while I could.
And you?
go see Alphino then? I think we can teleport to the estate, right? What is it again? It's Leviar Estate, okay. The estate. Let's teleport there, so...
Oh. What brings you here? Ah, so you were worried that the Levier household might again be gripped by turmoil. All is well, I assure you. In my letters home, I had made mention of Estinian, you see. My mother wished to meet the legend in person, and so we arranged to have a spot of tea together.
Where were you in my hour of need? Fell beasts I can face, but I'm not made for idle chit-chat with lords and ladies.
Well, I for one thought you held your own. Mother was the picture of delight.
I might have been delighted myself, were we in a tavern with more agreeable drink. The thought of fleeing crossed my mind, but what then? I'd never hear the end of it, least of all from Tataru.
I'm sorry. 'Twas not my intent to cause you such distress. It's just... it was one of the things I didn't want to leave undone ere we set forth. That's not to say I think we won't be returning. Yet, given what lies ahead, I did not wish to leave for later that which I could do today. After all, tomorrow is never promised.
It's fine. Not like I had better things to do. Besides, seeing you with your mother brought back fond memories of my own. Be we rich or poor, family is family. Well, it's past time we were on our way.
Wait! Since I left home, I've made a great many mistakes. Mistakes for which I can never make amends. But through it all, you didn't give up on me. To have returned here with you at my side, it means more to me than you know. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, but it needed to be said.
I'm the one who owes you thanks. Were it not for you, I would not be alive today, nor come to terms with Nidhogg's spirit. I am ever grateful.
Oh my god, the feels. The feels. I suppose I ought to thank you both as well. You were never one to forsake a friend. I suppose I ought to thank you both as well.
Well, we needn't make it a competition. You know, this must be what Heidelin meant when she spoke about depending on one another. However treacherous the road before us, together we will prevail.
hierarchy. Be happy to know your chamber has been cleaned and fresh linens laid out. Pray you enjoy the sweetness of streams on this final night before the big day. Oh no, Xenos is here.
You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? And what was it that you sought in me?
Deep breaths. Alright, walk in. Deep breath, walk in, let's go.
How often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments, from the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all.
The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready. The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule. Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteon. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait! Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
You can count on it. Unto the heavens. Suppose this is where we part ways for now, at least. Or that I sage words of wisdom to share. You depart may have the teachings of Galuf Baldassian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred. Look beyond them, and there find the truth. One's see beyond is open to interpretation, I think, but for me, it would be the things I cherish most in life. Things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture into the sea of stars.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Ah, don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of starfaring vessels. And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return. So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuno, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisoix not fought to protect this world. And in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The Starship Ragnarok.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
As you may have witnessed at Bestway's Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly, requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it. A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Loporrit's magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience. Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! Indeed! While Heidelin gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
Alright, you lot, we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way!
Yeah, I like this. All the beast tribes have joined us. Everything's doing good. Nothing can go wrong, right? I feel like I jinxed it by saying nothing will go wrong. Did I just jinx it?
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
And what are these?
Portable teleportation devices. One for each of you, designed to work in tandem.
Wait, are you saying we'll be able to teleport from the edge of the world back to Sharlayan? I mean, how far away
Press
is
the
the
button
edge of
on
the
one,
world?
and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok.
Oh, it just teleports us back to the vessel. Alright, makes sense.
There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, The vessel won't want for competent crewing.
Alright, you're a good little moon bunny, right? You're a bunny from the moon. Moon bunny, let's go. Moon bunny. What did they call it? Oh yeah, Lockritz. I always call them moon bunnies, because they come from the moon.
Go. And Godspeed.
My gear's repaired. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Only a million gil. That's good. Several cutscenes. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of cutscenes. Several cutscenes will play. Am I ready? Yes. More long cutscenes before we leave to the edge of the world. I mean, not the edge of the world, the edge of the universe. Sorry, the universe. Hey, kick that guy off. The guy that's sleeping. Fire him.
Welcome to the bridge, everyone.
Can you wake up,
you
sleeping
have
boy?
anything, because I can't be bothered turning back. Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
It's incredible.
This is Fortuno. Can you hear me? The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
So, are we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
Half Alpha will do the honors.
Me? But I...
No need to be coy, brother. Do it, and do it well.
If you all insist. Onward!
flows freely. I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
The power of all the gods. I like that. The power of all the gods of Aether.
Still in one piece? Good. Sleeping way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch. All right, let's go over some points of caution. Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway. From what we know of Meteon, she's likely used dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any. But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Hydaelyn believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive, and the vessel will shake a good bit. What is this? Something is interfering with the equipment.
Greetings. Oh no, it's Meteon. Meteon is here. Meteon is here.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Meteon.
So this is Meteon.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Aetheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end.
Yeah, but they kind of don't have to, you know? You don't have to put an end.
Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost, stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky. Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated and extinguished now. You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality. where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end. Where those who yet valiantly cling to life can thrive.
Well, dang, things are going completely wrong now. Is Tancred alright? Because Tancred was fighting Meteion alone, right? Oh, what happened to Tancred? No, don't tell me what happened to Tancred.
By the Fury. Tancred?
Where's Tancred?
Meteion has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination. This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this. From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all reading to within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
If that's the case, then Tancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look.
Now I'm worried. I'm worried about Tancred.
Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End. In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell. So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
The Sea of Stars, Ultima Thule, at the edge of the universe.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Tancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
Well, this is ominous. Can guarantee it will be of help in these strange rounds, but I've already a provision note in case of emergency. Of course, if you're conquering the real danger here, I expect you to return to Ragnarok at once. Achievements? Oh, new achievements that I can do, right? Okay. Portion displays can support life, a bit barely, I suspect, given the torpid stale quality of the air. Never mind that. We must find Tancred. Let's begin our search. On the prow of the ship, it seems, I guess, a good direction as any. Let's straight too far, lest we lose sight of one another. Now we gotta look for Tancred. Oh, because that's the provision, right? I don't think there's any good gear in this. Yeah, I have way better gear than that. But I can repair my gear here at least. Alright. Thank you for the provision node, everyone. Don't hesitate to make most of my provision node. There's no telling what you might run into battle. I'll make use of it. And now where do I have to go here? Ruins, but what of what, I wonder? I guess we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. Shit. Dragons are after me. Structure. Does not appear to have been inflicted or deliberately, rather it falls to mind as indiscriminate destruction, often wrought in the heat of battle. Here, this part is relatively intact. Some constructions have been made, though its builders are surely not mad as we can deceive them. Having said that, I swear I have seen this pattern before. Interesting. I thought this hill might afford a better view. Worse earnings, a poor decision in hindsight. Besides, the light from the ship is shrouded in the darkness. If Tancred is here, I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we're near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Yeah, it's like an island floating in space. Back to Alpha now. Were you able to find anything? As I feared, still no trace of Tancred. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. There are times when I sense it drawing close and then chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. I felt it too when I was near that thing. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Wait, are you saying that I'm the only one that can see them? Wait, are you saying I'm the only one that can see the monsters? Or we're jumping into conclusion. Perhaps we should search elsewhere. We've only found more questions when we desperate need of answers. That's the first stretch of terrain on the ship's port side we've yet to explore. We'll just try searching there then. Why can I see them though? Wait, they can't see them, but I can. We all have the echo, right? A word before we join the others. Okay, sure. Wait, can Estinians see them? I wonder, can Estinians see the dragons? Alright. We'll ask Justinian then. Oh, Justinian, what's your theory about this place? See them too, don't you? The dragons. Okay, so only me and Justinian see it. And the only thing that me and Justinian have in common is that we have the powers of the great worms, the great dragons. Justinian has the great powers of Nidhogg, and I have the great powers of Midgar, right? Midgar Somer? So I have Midgar Somer, the fodder of all dragons, and Justinian has Nidhogg, basically the black dragon, right? Alright. I thought the president is telling us the best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with that's exactly what my theory was. No doubt your bond with Midgar Somer and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. I guessed that one right, so that's 1 point for me. I guessed that one right before it was even called. These are persons related to the dragons and now live on us on a terrace. Yeah, my theory here is that this is the dragon's homeworld that got destroyed. Better to leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish, what happened to them, I wonder. So those are like dead dragons that are technically living. Huh. Interesting.
Dragons? Here?
What you see is a memory of a world that once was. A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred. Where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh yes. He is here, and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words. Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send. I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe.
So Tancred's dead. Is that what she's saying right now? Tancred sacrificed himself to save us?
Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul. In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade into a place you can perceive and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Right, so she's telling us that this was created because Tancred sacrificed himself to save us. Man, this is sad. So Tancred sacrificed himself to save us, and all of this got created because Tancred sacrificed himself. Okay.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business.
It was probably just a projection.
It's futile. You will never reach the true me.
That's what I thought.
I told you. Emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteon holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
Well, I didn't expect things to get so bad so quickly. We already lost Tancred and we just got here. We just lost Tancred and we literally just got here. Are we gonna lose all our comrades? Is that what's gonna happen? If this game kills every single of the main characters, I'm gonna go crazy. Because, man, they better not kill all the main characters. You're gonna kill them all. I swear, this game is gonna do that. What about a former being which we are not wholly familiar? For we exist in a similar state where we was residing the first. Circumstances are rather more dire than that. It is true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Regardless of sacrifice he has afforded us, a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it and ascertain the nature of this realm, that we might confront and defeat Meteon. Steady and Penius, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Maybe they can enlighten us. Ask the rest of you to survey the surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to a core, we must find it. Well, we can reconvene here when everyone is finished. Meteon sent these dragons as shadow and shade from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. Such do not like the amiable to company and on conversation, so please be careful. Now they're the dragons from the origin of the dragons, right? The homeworld, the dragon's homeworld. I wonder if we're going to learn more about the dragon's homeworld. Split up and gather what knowledge is we may. Okay. Let's speak the dragons. Full old, let's get the Aether right so we can teleport here. Slam their hands bring plague to our world. Their breath extinguish lives. He will flame how we would adore the alas. Tear our flesh, Abate. Our souls freed. His If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us, crave not companionship, only silence. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were proud and noble race, strength embodied we know and love, before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, no conviction did they have to guide them. A crushing defeat, never had we known such shame. Stilted now by the winds, to none could feel these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, all these sink into oblivion. Thou wouldst bid me to speak, folly. I observe to listen, of stone I shall not fly, no speak nor roar, only watch and wait an end. But one sight yet stirred my blood, tempted me to raise my voice in lamentation. On Knoll, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the waif to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Source of the dragon's woes, alright. Have you found things to do? There's eggs here. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground. Or was. I've seen similar on Aether. Igor Sormer's kind must have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Vitro said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This then is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. Shattered dragon egg. The one has a dead dragon, dead baby dragon there. That's kind of sad. This is sad. F for the baby dragon. Rest in peace. This half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to merge. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragon that within succeeded in hatching. This, I thought all the eggs had been broken. Well, not this one. This egg seems to be in good condition. If the dragon net inside hatched, there is no sign of it here. Or its sire, for that matter. We should look for them. We start at the cliff tops and I'll search the plains. So there's two eggs here that... There's two eggs here that have not hatched at all. He's attacking us. What the? Some of this. Yes. What are you gonna say now? The boisterous howling has been quieted by thy hand, I presume. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resounding one. I see, that's what happened. Was that your child? Perhaps some eggs within Hanal are indeed mine. Life, if life within one did quicken, the beast has been slain, be my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it was. Not a dragon in true, but a remainder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave an answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet when they looked upon their prize and they deemed it unfit for requisition, we were abandoned to our ruin. 'Twas survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild a futile effort. The impurest soil, replete with Aether, did we once cultivate our nesting grounds, but in our lands we were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch murderous abominations, we shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to the starter stars. What? Yeah, other stars, yeah, there's still dragons here. That there are many who make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incite contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won. They too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still a stone. claimed your kind is doomed, but there's another star. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reasons for the senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? I see, they wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Adios, Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more accurately aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating around. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, no, so I tried throwing a stone onto the potential platform to judge its integrity, but I never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to appear above me, and I fall on my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that we see outside of this space as it is. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside of this space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and to ask the Loperids to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide a conclusive date on their surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it's too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Michan told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key. But I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is we've no way forward. No, what I'm saying is that if you believe there's no way forward, there will be no way forward. Right? If you believe there's no way forward, then there's going to be no way forward, because emotions in this space is what makes reality. So what you believe in and what your emotions are is what is going to become reality. If you believe there's no way forward, there's going to be no way forward. At present it is indeed emotion that governs this island. Perhaps it is not Meteons but dragons that hold us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen the path of oblivion to escape it. Rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons or anyone here in this island to advance. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, yes. Sounds here disheartening though it may be. If that is the case, what recourse we have, they are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife, without irrefutable proof of the future. It is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Michion meant to unmake us, then they're on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not Tancred's determination. But yeah, this is what it takes. It takes determination. Conceded was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rose Ultima Thule and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again. So basically we have to go Undertale and just go like determination. Right? Those ultimate tools are Kichitak, Meteon herself, against whom Tancred did put himself in a clash of wills. Though I mark no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough mayhap to dictate the course of our others. It is their domain to follow. He spoke with few words carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain. Challenging his desire to remain, and allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. But I feared my vaunted rhetoric avail me not against this classifying heart, but mayhap one of your will fare better. And I shall guide thee, Al End, they call him, in the dragon tongue. I will find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. What have we to lose? Let's get going. Test of will.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you? So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all. They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind. Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us. Stay back! That bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
For fuck's sake, why is everyone gonna die here?
There's a wind.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
And that's what I was expecting. Everyone's gonna die here, isn't it? All the main characters are gonna die and I'm gonna be all alone. That's what's gonna happen. Look there, the wind. This is Sistain's doing, I'm sure of it. We would ride its flow and see where it leads. How many of us are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And me, that's 6. So 5 left, alright. Five left. 2 down, alright. And inspect this, and I have to tell them that it's safe, right? Okay. He did it. He found a way forward for us. Transfer remained trapped in a prison of their own making, lamenting with horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. Well, yeah. He has Nidhogg in him, right? So he understands all their feelings. Because he merged with a dragon that wanted to destroy the world. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. He's still fighting, Elfino, just like Tancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here. Why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give into despair, and we mustn't either. Alice is right. We must press on for their sake. Test of will. Deep breath before this game is gonna freaking... Let's pave. Oh no. The title of this quest is Roads Paved Sacrifice. As you're still in as they said, we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings? Perhaps this is a memory of an altogether different world. Yeah, I'm assuming this is like different worlds merged into one location, right? Like over there, that was the remaining of the... Okay, so yeah, over there, that's the what remains of the original homeworld of the dragons. So that's what remains of the dragon world. The dragon planet was completely destroyed. Now this is another world that we haven't seen before. That was probably destroyed. Be prudent to learn more of it. Tread carefully lest we lose our footing on this island. We are at the edge of the universe after all. There's a black hole over there, there's another black hole over there, and I think there's another black hole over there. There's another world over there. And there's a big giant planet above us of darkness. Big giant planet of darkness above our heads. Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in the surface, it would appear as an ordinary stone. Cursed script has been etched upon it. Alas, it is not a language with which I am familiar. I cannot say I recognize it either. No, the dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and etch the written word entirely, so we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. Meteon claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. What do you suppose that is over there? That thing? Make out this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystal. I mean, there's a chance we may find whoever built them. We should go and have a look. Come on. Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence. Oh, hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Ah, forgive me, I had forgotten exchange of introduction is expected when first meeting those with whom is unacquainted. When the vibration of vocal folds was still required conveyor thoughts, an important intention, Ea, I believe, was a pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this appellation. As for the one clear to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kuj. Yes, Kuj of the Ea. You have encountered beings that communicate interminably true thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of Aether, or Dynamis, as this space is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive, then? As well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we Ea are blessed, Aether-blessed life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perspective of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I have prepared 198,700,000. Wait, what? 198,712,182,827. That's rather a lot, isn't it? That's a bit too many questions, right? My apologies, I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. I'm sorry, but we don't have time to answer 8 billion questions. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, a nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate. We have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. And the reason you need to regain corporeal form? Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Though need is perhaps too strong a word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through the use of Aetheric extinguishers, but such death seems inadequate. Traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inexplicable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to be the best of our ability. Now, we're not going to answer 8 billion questions, though. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well, to ensure an efficient exchange, I hereby invite you into our home. Yes, the abode of the Ea, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. Presume you consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Ea wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me. This is going rather smoothly, not that I'm complaining. And so we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see any civilization. I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. At any rate, we will find no answers dialing here. Let us be on our way. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domiciles, though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures here. You say they remain idle, but what of our work to regain corporal bodies? It's a question and understandable given your finite nature. No desire to pursue research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are stuck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. This is why I have a present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object. Only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. So wait, they're sleeping in these things? Okay. No response on that one. Do you wish to speak? Very well, pray a moment if you would. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment, I remember. What form did I take when I last emerged? Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? Yeah, kinda. I see. If they fail to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They're not but concentrated Aether now. There are no others who have been in need of those lodgings, and they will not prove a hindrance to remains as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience. Imagine they will be with us ere long. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well. Quite a few awakened. Ah, there they are. Introduce you to Laki, Duki, and Naktik. It has been too long, Koktu. I dare say Sard 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers are, of course, the ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporal forms. True for matters is plain to see as the neighboring systems. My single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Am I the only one who struggled to tell who's speaking? Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporal forms, and their divergence to forward, we have such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, hope to. Have you already observed a requisite custom for the travelers? Which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form? Oh yes, so long as it has been. It had completely escaped my mind. Still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now, Nagdi. The archives have long been frozen. Unless we search Aether south for $1. Surely you recall that much. Of course, food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh such as they must be regularly replenished Aether by contributing to their replenishment. We communicate our friendly intention. That's right, that's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest Aether. Aether. There's no particular name for it, but we travelers sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the spaces will soon be awash with purest Aether. Please absorb as much as you like. Wait, you're calling this a restaurant? It looks more like a giant circle than a restaurant. Alright guys, how's the restaurant? Pretty good, right? Restaurant, right? So this is a restaurant, alright. You brace yourself for a hush of sweet Aether. Nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait longer? Well, the restaurant is pretty fun so far. The truth of their existence, much like the phantoms that were created Emerald. Appearance may seem, we must ever be mindful that this is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. Did you have your fill of Aether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Ah, very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your Aether? Through your mouth, you say? How very primitive and quaint. Their mouths are not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our system. And we regularly could not partake in your magnificent feast. Rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but to wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh and hence to vanish? Do you not favor us in explanation? Flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charms, however. Well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the Ea yet possessed corporal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancements. By transcending all limitations, we believe we could eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. Wait. Isn't this from those reports that Meteon said?
Joy.
They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live.
Yeah, so that's them, the Ea, right? Okay. We believe we would emulate sorrow and abide in true happiness. Yeah, they tried to erase the emotion of sorrow. The tangibles such as the land, and the tangibles such as labor, there exists myriad hindrance to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see. Too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve the problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. This changed. We had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and hence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answer you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of such truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, is it not our duty to warn them? What thinkest thou? Think we would better off not knowing, right? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars, just outside the bonds of the abode, a place called Elysia. A fundamental truth, huh? Okay, don't tell me. Is it going to be Stoll or Uranji next? We'll hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led us, such enlightened people, to this indolent end. Ere we join the Ea, there's one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Might I trouble you for your assistance? Sure. But of course. I shall head outside the abode, if you would kindly follow me. Not what mischief you are plotting, Renji, but I trust you have our own best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go to Elysia. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. This place shall serve. It is the spring that you wish to investigate. Pray forgive my friends, but there's not to investigate. It was but pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we have established here in the Ultima Thule, those innocents of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question does arrive in my mind. So faithfully formed are these simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Meteon made contact with them while they still lived. Of course, she must have visited the stars of the dragons and Ea before either race perished in their entirety. Thus could she make their emotions her own, and with them create more fateful simulacra than had she realized on any historical account. So I too I theorize, and upon that assumption consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to my own tale, Meteon perceived the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy is intrinsic to her nature as an Anteleki. In the course of her far-fetched journey, if she encounter beings who strongly desire a cessation of their existence. Wait a second.
Entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Okay. She would be powerless before the desire. She possesses power to granted, the power of Dynamis. It's my supposition that overwhelmed by their longing for death, Meteon did unleash Dynamis and ushered the dragons and the Aeon to their doom. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should she struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourself this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearns most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this? Y'shtola, isn't it? Nor again would I betray your trust. This pledge I make to my comrades in bringing thee into my confidence. I would remain true to my word. Oh wait, is it Naranje or Y'shtola? I'm confused. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored. Oh no. No, don't sacrifice yourself, Naranje. I once placed my faith in my chosen path, walking at the side, full knowing that we were bound for my demise. I ask now that thou returns the favor and abide in faith as I fulfill my own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? This end located me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs to go such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. The answer to question, in what moment might I stand strongest? After all we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must, and see your conviction true. shall, my friend, I shall. Let us go to join with our comrades. Must be off to Alicia. Things are gonna go bad. Seems everyone is accounted for, shall we then?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb III. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter onto an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost? No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls. Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the Aether. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Riange.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey.
God fucking damn it, why are they killing both off?
And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
More deaths. Great. And a way forward.
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Aetheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
Oh boy, everyone's gonna die here, aren't they? Just great. Alright, we're all ready to continue on. Let us make our way where the light stone. Stroll and your NJ have opened the way for us. this is a technological place. Okay. Are these the robots that kill the dragons? The ones that create Omega, maybe. Oh yeah, they are just like a Omega. Oh. Amazing, yet another civilization. Attack as soon as you arrive. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? You must try to find denizens who are amenable to conversation. We should also get the lay of the land, see how far we can go. I'll help Elfin with that. In the meantime, you and Grey head in search of friendlier folk. Apart from hostile beings, take care of your footing. I mislike the look of this terrain. Not knowing what the locals are like, it'd be best to take care of yourselves. You'll find once we finish exploring. Yeah, they look like Omega from the Omega raids. Like the Stormblood Omega raids. Looks like Omega. Reminds me a lot of Omega. Omega. So this must be the world from where Omega came from Stormblood. Wow, everything's just coming to an end in Endwalker, isn't it? All the storylines are coming to an end. Alright. Well, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, I'll continue exploring the edge of the universe. See you next time on FF14.